You know, I've heard a lot of garbage. I've heard a lot of bullshit. I've heard a lot of just complete lies regarding a 1958, 1959, 1960 Les Paul. I've heard them for literally decades. And, it's always something, this dude Glenn at Spectre Studios, he's talking about guitar players describing pickups. Oh, they're magical. Pickups magical. And he thinks that's funny because what does that mean? It's the same thing with these Les Pauls. They do the same thing with these Les Pauls. Oh, they're magical. Oh, they have the sound. This is it. What does any of that mean? Here's a guy. First of all, you have to be rich to buy one of these guitars. Yeah, I mean, they're up in the $300,000 to $500,000 range right now. It's based on hype. See, that's the thing. It's based on absolute lie, in my opinion, lies and hype. And isn't it funny that one of these books about these Les Pauls is called Burst Believers. Because you have to believe that this is true. In other words, if your team goes out on the basketball court, scores 100 points, my team scores 80 points, I don't have to believe that you won. You don't have to believe that you won. I mean, you won. Done. When I hand somebody a pencil and I go, here's a pencil, and they grab it, they don't have to believe it's a pencil. If I have a $20 bill and I give them 20, they don't have to believe I just gave them $20. I did it. When I go to the grocery store, Walmart or wherever, and buy a 6 pack of beer, I don't have to believe I just bought beer. But when you deal with this guitar, when you deal with a 59, a 60, a 58 guitar, you have to believe it's the best guitar in the world. You have to believe it's the best guitar ever made. Because if you don't, you would never spend 300, 500 grand. You would never spend, look at it. Let me give you an example here how deluded these people are. Here's a guy, he's getting a 59 Les Paul. He's paying, I mean, God knows how much he's paying for it. He's buying it from Emerald City Guitars, who sold a lot of these guitars. So, it's easily 300 grand, probably closer to 500 grand. Okay. So, in around the year 2000, this guy became aware of bursts, you know, and so he wanted to get one. So he ended up buying a bunch of R9s, which is a Gibson reproduction of a 59. It's a Gibson corporation that made the original Les Paul. The R9 is a reissue 59. It's one of the best reissues you can buy. And he's got a bunch of them. He's got 20 of them. Listen to what he says here.
First, in the, I'd say early 2000s. I believe it now. I mean, I'm a believer. I'm a burst believer.
See, you got to believe that this 1959 guitar is better. You have to believe this guitar is the best guitar that was ever made ever. And think about how ridiculous that is. You're saying that out of millions of guitars that have been made since 1959, millions, that's it. Like nothing can come close. Nothing can top it. Nothing can sound as good as it. Nothing even comes close to comparing to this. Think about how ridiculous that sounds. And it gets even more ridiculous because this dude owns a bunch of R9s. Listen,
Sorry for the pun. I've got probably almost 20 R9s down there.
he's got almost 20 exact reproductions of the 1959 Les Paul. He's got almost 20 of them. Listen to this. This is great.
And they're good, but they're nothing like this. I mean,
They're good. These exact reproductions made by Gibson, they're good, but they're nothing like this. And he's looking at the guitar. Okay, now hold on a second. Let me get this straight. The exact reproduction. See, this is the delusion. This is the insanity. This guy is stating the exact reproduction of a Gibson 1959 Les Paul called an R9 is nothing like his 1959 Les Paul Burst. I mean, think about that. Think about how ridiculous that is. Okay, well, hold on a second. How is it? Okay, so it's nothing like the R9. What is the R9 has a nylon nut. Your burst has a nylon nut right there. So, I mean, isn't that something like it? I mean, it's not nothing like it. Okay, let's see here. Your R9 has a mahogany to rosewood maple ratio uh, that's exactly like the original. So it's made out of the same wood in the same dimensions. But to this guy, that's nothing like it, the 59. So it's the exact same wood, the exact same dimensions, the exact same shape, the exact same nut, the exact same string length, the exact same tuners, the exact same toggle switch, the exact same plastic, the exact same markings, the exact same knobs, the exact same tailpiece, the exact same bridge. But to this guy, an R9 is nothing like the burst.
and this is just
And why? Why is it nothing like the 19? Why is the exact reproduction of the 1958 or 1959 Les Paul R9? Why is the exact reproduction nothing like the original? Listen to this.
it's got a vibe.
It's got a vibe. So he paid, 500K for a vibe. Let's say you could get an R9 for 10 grand. You paid $490,000 for a vibe. That's complete. Yeah, I'm not getting a vibe off of it. There's no vibe to it to me. I mean, it looks just like any other Les Paul. It looks like a Gibson Les Paul to me. It doesn't what where's the vibe? There's more.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Well, it's a vibe. It's perfect. I mean, it's who can quantify that? Perfect in what way? Perfect for you because you paid 500 grand for it. So yeah, I mean, you of course you think it's perfect. That's what I'm saying. He's a believer. He believes this guitar right here is better, is superior, is the one more than an exact replica of it. As a matter of fact, the exact replica is nothing like this guitar. And then he plays it for a minute back here. Of course, commercials coming up, but he does play the guitar in the video. You can watch it. You know, there's nothing special about the sound of a lot of these guitars. You know,
Want to turn hair
a lot
loss
of
into hair gains? With Hims, discover a range of prescription treatments in a variety of convenient forms, like the quick drying 4-in-1 spray.
he paid 500 grand for that. I mean, I'm sorry. He paid 500 grand for that. For a vibe. It's perfect. It sounds like that. I mean, this is what I'm saying. You know, the lies surrounding this guitar, the hype surrounding this guitar, the bullshit surrounding this guitar is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.